seem to stop time. You make me feel like I'm walking on cloud number 9. You make the raindrops.
Hey, and welcome to In My Shoes. I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and we've got a great show for you lined up, full of music and studios and record producing
And embroidery.
and embroidering and signs.
Screen printing.
Artistic
Accounting.
stuff.
Accounting.
Accounting.
Yeah.
I guess you need to have accounting to get businesses going.
That's right. That's what you have to do. You know, I know you've been into a studio before because you've got some CDs out. And I know you've been into, was yours done in Nashville? Or
Yeah,
was
it
yours
was done in Nashville. So, well, some of it was done in Nashville. All the basic tracking was done there. And then I brought the Pro Tools tracks back here to East Tennessee to another studio because I'm really comfortable working with my vocals there and I know the engineer and the producer. And finished it here and then took it back to Nashville for the mastering. And then I had a CD that I have a whole garage full of. If anybody wants to buy one, or I'll pay you to take them, okay? Please.
But you know what? Instead of doing all that, our guest today has an awesome studio. And we need to talk to him about that.
Yeah, we might need to have a chat later because I got some new stuff to record.
So it's an awesome pleasure to have our guest on the show today.
Yes, let's welcome to the show Tammy and Greg Alexander.
Welcome.
Thank y'all for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And we're even color coordinated.
We
Yes,
are.
look at this.
Look at this. See, great minds think alike here.
We
We're
do.
so happy to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
It's good.
So before the show, you were telling us a kind of a cute story of how you. I wanted to know how you guys met and how you ended up here in Sevierville because you're from West Virginia, correct?
Right.
So what in the world made you come?
I was
here?
in Nashville for about 10 years and worked, and I was on the road full time singing Southern gospel groups back in the 80s. And I decided I wanted to get me a degree to teach, so I went back to West Virginia to university and got my degree to teach, and met Tammy at school. And when I graduated, I realized after doing student teaching that is not what I was going to do. So I got a job producing here in Knoxville, and I said, well, Tammy, here's the deal. I said, I'm getting ready to move to Knoxville, and if you want to come down there, we can't live together because I'm a believer and you're a believer. So if you want to get married, we can go down Monday. She said, all right.
Well, that was
Aye.
good. Why not? Hey, well, did it work out?
Well, that was 26 years ago, so I guess it has.
I guess things worked out pretty good.
That's pretty good. I guess that's better than 26 years of dating and get married.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I like it better this way.
Me too.
It gets better every year.
It gives me hope. It gives me hope.
Every year it gets better.
So now, how did
Yeah.
you end up here in Sevierville?
Well, we were working in a studio in Knoxville producing karaoke type things, and Richie Owens, who is Dolly's cousin, I think, said Dolly's putting a studio downtown in Sevierville, and I want you to come manage it. So that's how we moved to Sevierville then, and we've been here ever since.
Now, do you still have your studio now?
Yes, we have our own studio now.
Okay.
A totally different one than
Yeah.
Dolly's.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
through
she
about
moved
four
to
studios.
Nashville.
She moved
Yeah.
that studio to Nashville,
Well,
and we
it's got a little
decided.
bit bigger,
Yeah, she moved the studio to Nashville. We just decided to stay, and we built a studio at the Grand Resort. And we built a studio that was there, and then we built a studio downtown called Smoky Mountain Recording Company. And about 10 years ago, we moved out to Kodak, and have Studio K in Kodak.
Studio K. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now-
Studio K and Kodak. Now, how,
Yeah.
how do you get a hold of you all if you want to get a hold of the studio?
865-604-7672, and our website is ai-studiok.com.
Well, that's awesome. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I heard you guys are doing a gospel act, singing and touring and traveling.
We have
Tell us.
we have a group called Eventide that travels, and we just recently things changed, and we're now available every weekend to go sing.
That is awesome.
So what
Yeah.
kind of venues are you performing in?
Mostly churches, and we do worship, like worship leaders at camp meetings and that kind of stuff also during the summer.
And we're available for
and,
fairs.
and we're available
and
for
whatever.
We were with the Century 2 booking agency in Nashville for years, and we did fairs and that kind of stuff back then.
What inspired you guys to do music together?
We, believe it or not, when I went back to school and to get my music degree, she was a music major, and we did the Messiah for our Christmas thing at the
Candles
college.
and stuff.
And I sang all the baritone solos, and she sang all the soprano solos. And it took me a while to teach her to become Southern, believe me.
Yeah. We started not to get married because we first went into the studio. I couldn't do Southern. I was trained opera. And he's like, this is not working. So it about nixed it, but we fought through it.
Her first studio record we did a Christmas project for a company out of Nashville, and we did the Stars of Nashville and the Stars of Branson, and Merle Haggard was on it, and she sang the background vocals to If We Make It Through December. That was her first recording session, and she calls her dad and she says, Dad, I did my first studio session today. He said, well, who was it? She says, some old man from Nashville. And
I
said,
didn't know Merle Haggard.
I said,
Sang
Tammy,
on the back for
it was the Hag.
Oh my goodness.
I had no idea who it
Well,
was.
yeah, he wasn't country at all, was he?
No.
So you're on
no.
that record?
Yes.
Yeah, background.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
And she does a lot of background vocals for people here, and Nashville companies send us stuff for her to do background vocals on the time.
So you've become a background vocalist for a lot of major artists now, as far as
Yeah.
on their studios. Wow, that is awesome.
So we enjoy it.
Well, now, in our opening, we talked about an accountant. Which one's the accountant?
She does bookkeeping 1 day a week.
A couple days a week I go and Matthew Newhouse, he's got an accounting firm over in Halls, Newhouse Accounting, and it's tax season, so you know.
remind me.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so we just
They're good.
go over there. Yeah, he is. He's really good. He does our taxes for us, and so we just have a good time.
So how did you go from singer to tax person?
One of my partners at Smoky Mountain Recording Company was an accountant, and that's how she worked for him, and that's how it became part of it.
Yeah, so it just kind of, he said, well, you can do this. So I said, well, teach me. And so he taught me, and then anyway, I went off, and Matthew started his own business, and so he needed some help. So I said, well, I'm your girl. So anyway, that's how we did that.
So now has Greg taught you how to run the studio itself and lay down tracks and all this stuff?
He tries.
Let's just say our marriage grows during those periods of time.
Yeah. He tries. I really do want to learn. You'd think after 25 years, 26 years, I would have it down now. But anyway, I get mainly hired
Better
to.
than she thinks.
I get mainly hired to be the vocal tyrant, they call me, because I'm like, you're a little flat there, you know.
Remind me of to sing in front of her.
So anyway, but we have a great time in the studio. And
We have more fun than people.
we sure do.
Yeah.
We
Well,
do.
that's the best part of it. right?
Exactly.
And I also know you do, what is it, screen painting or?
What it is, our business, if you kind of put it in a nutshell, is we're a ministry support company. That's what when we formed this little company in 2007, the whole idea was, if you're a gospel group or a gospel artist and you go out and tour, we want to provide your CDs, your DVDs, your T-shirts, your caps, so anything you sell on your record table, we can provide it. Even books, music books, we do screen printing, and we do a music typesetting and do song books and stuff. So we provide things for artists. We have a lot of full-time artists that are out there that don't want a garage full of CDs, and they'll call us on Monday and say, I want 50 of this, 50 of this, 25. And so we're basically a ministry support company. That's what we do.
Well, I know when I did Woman in the Mirror, you all took and actually done mine for me. Because, and I call you now and I go, hey, I need another 20 of those. You know, I've sold some online. I gotta get some more.
Exactly.
So, and that's great. And you all was awesome. I could not have
thank
asked
you.
anything better.
Do you do CD design, like graphic design?
Yes,
for
we
CDs
do.
as
We
well?
do that, and we also really stay on top of the printing, the four-color printing processes and that kind of stuff, so that we can do it. We specialize in small quantities, but we can turn it fast. We can turn an order just about in about 48 hours. We can turn an order.
Well, I know real quickly here, you wrote a movie too, didn't you?
I wrote a cantata. It was kind of ironic. I wrote a cantata for our church. We served at a church in Knoxville for about 17 years, and I wrote a cantata that I was going to try out and do at our church. And during that period of time, Bob Denny calls me and he says, I want to do a Christmas movie. Do you have any Christmas music? I said, as a matter of fact. So he came down to our choir practice one night and listened to it, and he says, I think I want to use a movie. And he took the narration and made it be a kid's book that they read during the plot, the narration, and it turned out, the movie, Bob did an awesome job with the movie. It turned out to be a wonderful thing, and we did
I
it.
actually got to be in it.
Yeah, that's right, you were in it.
You was a
I was
nurse.
excited about it.
And we filmed some of it at our church, and it was just an exciting time for our church. It was a very exciting time, and it's touched lives. I've got letters at home from churches that have done it all over the United States, saying how it affected their church and how people got saved and how things happened in their lives. That movie has touched people, and that's what we're here for.
Exactly. What brought you to actually write it? I mean, I know you told me you wrote the music stuff. Why?
It started. It was a really easy project that only took me about 22 years to write.
I know that feeling.
22.
And what happened was, during this period of time when I was in West Virginia, at the church that I was attending there, the pastor was a guy that I had worked with as his associate in Indiana years and years before. And he says, this was like Thanksgiving. He says, Greg, let's do a Christmas cantata. Can you write one? I said, today? And he says, well, Christmas is not but 4 weeks away. And I said, I don't know. So I went home, and that weekend I wrote 5 or 6 songs. We got all the kids, said, who plays in the band? And our high school was real close to the church, so every day we practiced and produced this thing live with horns and orchestrated, and the keyboards were just coming out. We had a few of those. And we did it with stuff that I'd written and stuff that we could find. And then when I came to Knoxville, I said, you know what, this would make a really good thing if I could just change all those with original songs. So one by one, I went through and changed the songs, and it took me about 15 years to get it finished.
Wow. Well, we really appreciate you being on the show. I mean, you got to come back. We've got to talk more and go over this. And it was awesome.
you.
Please contact them, please.
Yes.
And thank you all for watching In My Shoes. And I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Susan, and don't forget to climb that mountain and find that sunshine behind the clouds.
Bye.
Oh, hey! I was just getting caught up on the latest trends and news of the world. Did you know 80% of content that you watch is online or on your mobile device? Did you know a great new channel that's out right now is called Mountain Fun Life? And you can watch it right on your mobile device, or coming soon to Roku. Make sure to check out Mountain Fun Life on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website, mountainfunlife.com. Hello, did you know that most of the stuff shot on Mountain Fun Life is shot right here in this very studio? And maybe you've wanted your own show before. I mean, how cool would it be to be in a studio like this one with your very own show? Just go to mountainfunlife.com for more information, and you can submit to have your own show, and you can be right here.
So I was sitting on my porch writing it like I was talking to my mom about how to keep the butterflies alive, and it turned out so pretty. And it just, yeah, I just want to record it. And, but yeah, Trevor Reddick's the studio I use over there in Kodak. You know Trevor?
I don't know. Yes, I do. You used to.